Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to East Peoria Raider football on Eastside Community Television. The Raiders playing host to to Washington tonight. Let's try that. The Washington Panthers in town. Washington on a 10-game win streak against the Raiders. Looking to snap that tonight. The incentive East Peoria has for them, Ben, tonight. Playoffs within reach, and they control their own destiny if they can knock off some top-ranked state teams here in the next couple weeks.
That is true. This is it's a wonderful goal, but it's no small mountain to climb. You know, you got to go through the number 8, I believe Metamora climbed up to number 3 this week in the 5A ranks. So right now, 5-4 gets you eligible, but a lot of the experts, pundits, what have you, are saying that the Raiders need to win both to guarantee them in, and 6-3 obviously automatically gets you in these days. But with the playoff points at 5-4, it might not look real safe for the Raiders.
We talked a little bit before the game. On paper, this looks like a mismatch. It looks like East Peoria would be outgunned in a number of different aspects of this game, but we have seen a lot of tenaciousness out of East Peoria. We have seen last week a nice win in Morton, and that's why they play the game. And East Peoria is certainly the underdog here, but certainly an opportunity to pull off the upset here at home.
I was very impressed with the Raiders last week over in Morton. Ended the first half with a big stand from the 1-yard line. Morton took 4 shots at the end zone from their own 1, and the Raiders answered all 4, pardon me, and came up with a big stop, and that was kind of the momentum boost into the into halftime and into the second half. And really right now what's driving this team is the play of the line. And if we can control the clock and make some defensive stops and keep Washington from quick hitting scores, I think we're going to be right there at the end. I think we're going to have a chance to win this ball game. So we'll see what comes. But if we do what we want to do, it's going to be a dogfight. What
pace do you expect from Washington tonight? We've seen a number of teams throw a number of different things at East Peoria, peak in a very up-tempo, almost no-huddle offense throughout.
Yeah,
Morton tried that a little, you said. Mm-hmm. And what do you expect out of Washington tonight?
Washington, Darryl Crouch does things very, I don't want to call it vanilla, but they don't get real crazy. They might go 3 wide, but a lot of it's out of the I formation. No 3-back sets, like that. A lot of just power I, and they're going to run it right at you.
Panthers to kick to the Raiders, and we are underway at East Peoria.
Didn't see who was that fall on it. Jacob Lovell falling on the ball there.
And so the Raiders begin their first possession of the evening at the 27-ish yard line. 7 seconds into this one. Expect similar, I guess you could say similar method to an offense from East Peoria tonight that we've seen in the last couple of games.
I don't think they're going to change anything. I think they're going to try to run it, and they're going to rotate about 9 or 10 backs through this thing and just try to keep wearing on Washington.
Find that hot hand that comes back to what you just had mentioned, the play of the line. Who's going to win
nice
that
toss to
battle?
Brabson there.
Nice 4-yard pickup. And it will be second and a long 6 for East Peoria. Closest hash mark to your screen.
I was shocked by just the fact that we had 2 guys split wide there. That was
to start off, yeah.
For what this team has done the first 6 weeks of the season, or 7 weeks of the season, that's been unheard of.
Snap comes left side this time, met after about a pickup of 1 on that play, so it'll be 3rd down and 6.
That was senior Carson Allen in the backfield there, and that's one of the changes they've made. Carson, a sprinter for the track team, and they've done a nice job of integrating him into this offense. It took a while just because this was his first time out for football, but he's proven himself capable of hitting some big plays. Had a 52-yard run, I believe, last week at Morton.
Such a game of momentum, too. We get the opportunity to break off something big like that. Raiders need something big here, 3rd and long. Sweep.
Nice job by Tyler to cut that back inside. See how close he is there. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short, I'd say, at the end of the day here. They're going to back him up a little bit. Oh, they're going to call it. First down run there by Tyler Sharp.
Up to the 38-yard line and just past that hash mark that gets him the first down. So 1st and 10, East Peoria moves the chains. Nice first drive here for East Peoria, able to come up with a big 3rd down there.
Personally, if I'm an official, I go to our all-conference chain crew led by our outstanding superintendent, Dr. Chuck Nagel. But
they were ready. They were on it.
Chuck was ready. He's always ready. That's one of his most admirable traits.
And in motion, here's a snap. Right back
Nice
up the middle and
fake.
a nice run up to the 46. About an 8-yard pickup on that. The line is doing the work the line needs to do to start this contest.
And you'll notice that was perfectly conjoined off the last play. Ran the same fake jet sweep, and this time gave it to Brabson on the quick hitter up the middle. So if Josh is that kind of thinker, he's going to link plays together like that. And if you can get that in their heads, it's going to be a nice offensive series if you can get them thinking like that.
You talk about pundits talking about quarterbacks finding a rhythm, and offense finds a rhythm as well as a
Absolutely.
unit.
Absolutely. And the nice part is we've gotten healthy, and this is, we've got consistent people on the line now.
Another
and
sweep
there's your
across
big hitter.
midfield. And all the way down. See where he stepped out of bounds. And they'll mark it down to the 39.
38, 39, yeah.
So the Raiders with the Panther defense on their heels a bit here. March it across midfield down to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 here. We've got about 9.5 minutes left to go in the opening quarter.
2 nice first down runs by Tyler Sharp. He didn't play a big role last week, and had some carries, but Josh does a nice job of riding the hot hand.
This goes up the middle. Pick up about 2 on that play.
And there you see our big tackle, Derek Sparkman, last one off the pile. He's just crunching down on that one and blocking down and trying to create some running room there.
Call it 2nd and 7, technically. So up to the line of scrimmage they come here.
Jake McCartney coming wide right. He does have the only receiver in the area to have a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown this year in the area. And there's Carson Allen on a sweep with that speed. Big hit there, but Carson stays in.
He was ready for that hit at the end, too. Nice. Got a couple extra yards on the turn and 27-yard line, the new line of scrimmage, and another Raider first down. 8:30 left to go in the quarter. After that initial first down, Ben, they have chunked, they've 3-4 yards a pop at the minimum.
And the impressive part is, you're looking at that shot right there. There's all 11 guys from Washington in the box. Now, that time they brought some heat a little bit, and we're going to have to show pass at some point and keep it safe, a little dump route or something like that. But, we're Caden DeVos on that carry for a no gain there. But yeah, there you see it. There were a little confusion there as they switched things up. I think they're gonna try to play to the strong side of the formation, stuff like that. But you see it. There's 11 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage right now.
McCartney far side, but the give is back up the middle and spun around. The last couple of plays have gone for naught, and the Raiders face another 3rd and long here. First series on this drive, though, was 3rd and long, and they came up with a nice 10-yard pickup. That's what they need here, 3rd and 10.
I think the one thing we got to be careful of, about 95% of the plays on this drive have gone behind big Derek Sparkman, our college-bound tackle. So we'll have to see if they switch it up here a little bit and try to maybe hit that backside behind the Kleiber and Clicker boys. And there we go right there. Caden DeVos with a nice counter playing a cutback.
And that cutback is going to bring him down to the 15 or so yard line. And that is enough for another Raider first down. Outstanding run, picking up the first down.
Absolutely.
7 minutes left to go in the quarter. Here's a snap, man. Motion. falling forward, going the right direction. Picks up a couple more.
Gonna take that down to about the 14 there. Credit to Trey Brabson. He's done a nice job of picking up some tough yards this year. I mean, he's coming out of a three-point stance, and he's being asked to run basically between the guards, not even between the tackles, between the guards, and he's done a nice job of averaging, 4 or 5 yards a carry this year.
Might have been a little movement close to that snap of the ball.
Nice block out there. I think that was number 60, Justin
Run
Doty.
in the second effort, punches it into the end zone.
Great job by Justin Doty. He cleared out at least 2 defenders on that play for Tyler Sharp, and then Tyler cut it in behind him.
Tyler Sharp, 33, with the 6-point Raider lead.
Oh, they're going to say he stepped out at the 5.
Looked like that second effort punched it in, but they will set up
it's all right.
First and goal. With some success running the ball. He'll keep it here.
Just lost it. Oh, I'll take a late hit. Just lost his foot and trying to get around in there.
We have not seen rain up here for a while, but the field is damp. Anything outside is still damp.
We just haven't had any dry weather. If it has been raining, it's been just cloudy and overcast.
We had maybe a few minutes of sun at points today, but really a cloudy, windy day, and it's just damp. So call it 2nd and 6. 2nd and goal. Here's the give up the middle.
Nice
Push
job
forward.
by Trey Brabson. I think
waiting
he gets
for the
that.
single,
Goodness
waiting for
gracious.
the signal, and it is sitting on the goal line.
Derek Sparkman raises it. Wow, they're going to call him down. I thought that ball crossed as he went down. I thought Trey reached out and got it there, but still a nice effort to get us down to the 1 there. Now you just got to tuck it in behind Derek Sparkman and let him work. Or as Derek likes to say, we're eating.
It was punched in here 3rd time to charm. We thought they'd been in a couple of times. Quarterback keep here, or you run the ball?
I think you give it to yeah, there you go, right there. Nice
And
job by
2 yards into the end zone. Clear touchdown.
Yeah,
that time.
Tyler Sharp there. Fitting to cap it off. Tyler carries 5 times for 31 yards on that drive and 4 first downs. So great job by the senior running back there to make it a good drive. So
that gives East Peoria the first lead of the ball game, first score of the game, 6-0. Extra point pending here. An impressive start for East Peoria here at home. Kick is up and right through the uprights for he missed it. From our angle, it looked
that looked good.
Accurate, and the signal is no good from the official. So a 6-0 lead, nonetheless, a nice opening drive for East Peoria.
Yeah, I mean, by my count, you've got, 8, 13, 15 plays. I believe that would be 72 yards. 15 plays, 72 yards. And we ate up 7 minutes and 6 seconds worth of clock. So that's exactly what we needed to do coming out of this. The only thing that makes sure a little bit is the missed extra point. Because for a while it looked like that might bite us in the rear last week at Morton as well. But
and 2 3rd and longs converted.
And absolutely, and that's the big and on the ground as well.
Right.
Not throwing for him, nothing fancy, just good old-fashioned, hard-nosed running the ball, and converted both of them. So I can't read the shoulder pad number there. I believe that's number 3. Nope, number 9, Carson Richardson.
Richardson set to kick, and the Washington Panthers, state-ranked, highly favored Washington Panthers, about to get the football for the first time tonight. Lost the football. That ball's on the ground.
Goodness.
And they are going to call him down.
Assistant coach Jason Bally not happy about it, but that was pretty close. Josh Johnson pleading his case with Paul Cusack there, one of the linesmen.
They are going to say that he was down on 2 knees and somehow had possession in that momentary.
I think, but having seen it, I'm inclined to agree there. I think that was awful close. I don't think he lost control until he tried to get up, and you see Josh and Paul kind of laughing about it there. So
So in theory, once he's on the ground, it's dead ball right there. He tried to
Yes.
get up and then
Yep.
lost the football. And that's the call on the field that will give Washington the ball at the 31-yard line. And they will run
And
up
here
the
comes
middle.
Randy Miniweather, the second leading rusher in the conference, and he's immediately up 5 yards a crack. Miniweather's run for 972 yards this year, 11 touchdowns. He has been really the most consistent part of the Washington offense. This is a very different Washington offense. They don't have Casey Danley, who was last year's area player of the year after rushing for 2,000 yards. They don't have Chris Friend anymore, who's a fullback and middle linebacker. So Miniweather's been the one to step up, and there he goes again. And that's a nice play by Justin Doty there to fill that hole. Great play there by him and Trey Brabson. Joey Inman also in on that tackle as well.
So a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5, make it 3rd and 5 for Washington. So they take their time bringing the play in. So big defensive opportunity here for East Peoria. Up the middle it goes, and second effort,
Kind of
that
a
push.
Quarterback keeper there ran a. Boy, that was I've never seen that kind of option. That was very strange. Crothers kept that ball, but it was usually on the midline. You try to get outside the tackler at least, or just off his inside hip to give yourself some running room, and he followed the fullback right up the middle.
And it resulted in
And I think
only
Washington's
2 or
gonna
3
punt
yards.
this.
So they are going to give the ball back to East Peoria. It's 4th and 2 at that point in the field. They're going to give the ball back to East Peoria and a punt. So a bit of a disjointed beginning for the Panthers here. That ball's going to scamper out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
45-yard punt there by the Panthers.
And East Peoria getting the football right back. 3 and out for the Panthers.
And that's huge. The only thing I don't like there is that we're a little short on depth, and now we got to go right back to it after a 15-play drive, but I'll take it.
It's nice to be on offense, though, getting right back out
absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Defensively, you can get a little worn down by that, but
where the Raiders have taken a 7-0 lead on the 8th-ranked Washington Panthers here with just a couple of minutes to play here in quarter number 1.
yeah, 2:50 to go. The first quarter moving quick as both teams have kept the ball on the ground.
Haven't had a pass yet. So up to the line of scrimmage, we sweep it right. Oof. Solid contact, met at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, number 52 there, Tristan Campbell, filling the hole, and Bryce Sandoval there trying to get around. He got hit right as he planted to make that cut. They missed. Yeah.
There you see that clock continuing to move up to the line of scrimmage. Raiders ready to roll again. Keep it up the middle. Second
Nice
effort.
hard running there.
Low to
Jacob
the ground.
Lovell.
He has a low center of gravity.
And he just, I mean, you combine that with a hard running style, and
Right.
that's half the battle right there.
So 3rd and 5. Deja vu all over again for East Peoria.
Well, I thought Jake got a little more than that with that second effort, but he was dragging a gaggle of Panthers with him.
The gaggle is a nice use of that
Or
word.
is that with geese? I always get
That's-
confused. I don't know. Can you have a gaggle of Panthers?
I don't
I
know.
feel like you wouldn't want
A
one. if they were
veritable
angry.
plethora, perhaps. I would not
Plethora
want.
of Panthers. We're going alliterative. I like it.
Here's the delayed
There's the
handoff. And
Little counter to Caden DeVos there on the wingback counter, and Washington was ready for that. That's how we picked up the first down just inside the 20 last time, and that's what the Panthers were waiting on there.
So East Peoria facing 4th and 4 will punt the ball back to Washington, and Washington is going to get the football back in theory in good field position here.
Ooh, kind of a weak snap. Lovell with a nice punt, though.
It is a nice punt across midfield.
A little bit of
He's
a line
got
drive,
some
though. He's
running
going to give him
room.
some.
He's going to bring it down to the 40-yard line. That is McCartney.
McKay. Believe it or not, that's McKay.
Okay. Need a little enunciation guides.
Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy McKay there with a nice return. There's just a little bit of an out-kicking the coverage, a line drive punt almost, one of those kind of in-betweeners, and gave McKay just enough time to get upfield.
A little running start. So under a minute, the Panthers will try to find some offensive rhythm themselves. Pass, flag, in the area of a holding.
Yeah, it looked like
4 Panthers there.
Looked like as Crothers rolled out his right tackle. I didn't get a number on that, but it looked like the right tackle was hooking. I think that was Justin Doty coming upfield there, so wouldn't surprise me if that was a hold, which would be much appreciated. Indeed, that's going to be it. And that's a bad part. You hold on a rollout, typically you're probably going to be a little in the backfield there, and he was 5 yards deep when he held him. So that's going to take them out of East Peoria territory to the 44.
Referees continue to discuss with Washington. Still not up to the line of scrimmage here. 44.6 left to go.
It's a no huddle, but
it's
Crothers
not. They're getting it from the side.
Yeah, and Crothers is going almost all the way to the sideline anyway. I don't quite understand that concept, but
Pekin was similar to that. It was kind of a no huddle, but they really were just standing at the line of scrimmage instead of being in a huddle.
Now there you see Crothers for the first time. Oh boy, almost had a sack there. And oh
sack
boy,
here deep downfield, but he overthrows the intended receiver.
Austin Ulick, I believe, or no, 23. That was Menoweather. No, pardon me, Austin Winship. I'll get the names right eventually.
Winship was in the clear, but I think some pressure being chased by the Raiders.
And that was the thing we did nice against when Morton went to that 5-wide set last week. We did a nice job of getting pressure on them too. So that kind of plays to our strengths, but it's up to the secondary. You know, if that quarterback does break contain or does have time to get a throw off, the secondary's going to have to play well, which they did last week. So, but you'll see Daryl Crouch now kind of taking a page out of Morton's book and getting 5 wide and going to try to spread our guys out and play up tempo.
And the Raiders come across, talk about the lack of footing. Couldn't stop, no wheels there, and it's second 25 prior to that penalty, but this will move the chains 5 yards, and not move the chains, but move the football 5 yards. Line of scrimmage moves.
First penalty on the Raiders. Only two all game so far, a hold and an encroachment. So pretty clean game so far. Clock
so far is
still
right.
running at 30 seconds.
Out of the shotgun, it's the give.
Boy, Menoweather right there. Look at that. Wow.
So he is going to pick up about 15 yards in that run, which will make it a 3rd and 5-ish. We'll have to wait and see. May not snap the ball again to end this quarter. Have a senior night festivities coming up at halftime. Make sure you stick around for that. Hard to believe it's at that point of the season, but that is where we are. Where we are now is the end of quarter number 1. And East Peoria has jumped off to a 6-0 lead, and we'll be back with the second quarter. Nice start for East Peoria. More coming up on Eastside Community Television.
If anyone is missing a blue cell phone, please come to.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Welcome back to Corwin Cornyclat Stadium here on the campus of Eastside Center. Matt Robbins and I just pandering how we're going to spend our eternal damnation in hell, if we can say that on the air. I'm not sure we can, but Raiders looking for Raiders looking for a big stop here. 3rd and 8.
Sensitivity training. All right, so second quarter underway. East Peoria with a beautiful start to the football game.
Crothers rolling right here, and he's
got
a
big 3rd down and a conversion, although
almost a strip there.
Lost the helmet. and down to the 26-yard line. So the Panthers keeping the drive alive with their first down of the game. And if you'd have said at the beginning of this football game, Washington's going to get their first down with about 11 and a half minutes to go in the second quarter, you'd have liked East Peoria's chances.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have taken that bet. I'm going to be honest. That was a great first quarter by the Raiders, and now, you got to bow your necks a little bit here and keep them out of the end zone.
So we see Washington clearly in a position here where they want to pass the football.
Oh, boy, almost hit him at the mesh point right there. That could have been disastrous for Washington. I think that might have been either Dalton Clicker or Derek Sparkman. I saw a 1, I think, and they were right there.
Right at that handoff.
And they went with Miniweather thinking he was going to get the ball, and I've seen some coaches just hit them both.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you hit, just try to hit in the middle and knock that ball loose.
So 2nd and 6, they were able to pick up 4 yards on that play.
Credit to Crothers for riding that fake out that long. Goodness, he kept that ball in Miniweather's gut as long as possible. A little bubble screen there.
Screen and a
nice job by Caden DeVos.
Open field tackle.
And that gives me an opportunity to tell the greatest quote about Caden DeVos I've ever heard, which occurred last week after the Morton game. My good friend Dave Reynolds, when he was interviewing Josh Johnson, he said, Dave asked Josh, said, boy, that DeVos kid's all over the place. And Johnson said, yeah, half the time we don't know where he is. Caden's what they call energetic. He's
in a good way.
Like he's perpetually plugged into an outlet.
So 3rd and 4, East Peoria with another huge defensive opportunity here. They are creeping up to that line, busting through, pressure on the quarterback.
Oh,
leaves
man,
those screens open, and that is going to go for the touchdown.
Had to climb the ladder to get that. I mean, that could have gone either way. And he's going to take that in for a 20-yard touchdown catch.
He plays bigger than 5'8".
Oh,
that sounds odd to say that. It sounds cliche, but he plays bigger than 5'8".
I mean, he just looks like a fire hydrant. I mean, he's just short and squat, and he does not look like something you'd want to cross.
Extra point would give Washington the 1-point lead here if it is good. I'm not going to say whether it's good or not because I was wrong last time. And this is missed as well. That looked left. So it's 6-6. Odd start to this game, but we'll take the miss. So with 10:01 left to go in the first half, we are knotted up.
And now you got to answer. I mean, that's the biggest thing here. You got to adjust to what Washington was doing on the last series, and clearly Washington was kind of prepared. The one thing you get into with a running offense like this, and it's not just us. It's something that has befell Metamora in years past, and Washington, and even the best teams in the conference, is you tend to get a little repetitive in your play calling, and it's not hard to figure that stuff out. I mean, if the fans in the stands are yelling it, you can bet the defensive coaches on the other side are yelling it too. It's not nothing new. So you got to vary it up here a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised to see him vary the formation. Maybe try to hit some different players, stuff like that.
Haven't seen the pass attempt. We mentioned that just as a mixing it up and making them at least be prepared for that.
They got to at least respect it. Nice job by, I think that was Bryce Sandoval there. Nope, Jacob Lovell. Nice job of fielding that on the bounce. That's a tough hop, and he covered that right up.
Almost like an onside kick with the angle of that hopping.
Yeah, I think
him.
That was maybe just a little bit. See what happens.
Right.
Just if you get it, great. If you don't, they're still starting at the 37. No big deal.
So the Raider offense back out on the field in a 6-6 ball game.
Keeping the broken wing look there.
That is how we started. Yes, that's the first formation of the game, I think.
Yep. And there's Trey Brabson again, straight ahead for 3 yards.
Forward progress gets him out to the 40-yard line. So 2nd down and 7.
And Trey just Mr. Dependable in that regard. I mean, 6 carries, 25 yards, 4 and a quarter a carry. 4 and So that's about what he's done. 2 wide again here. That's actually the first thing we started the game with, because I remember we were thrilled to have 2 men split wide, and that's the exact same play we started the game on, actually, the pitch right. And there goes Trey Brabson up near midfield.
And a nice run, but a flag comes in at the end of that play, so we'll have to wait and see what that, again, is in the area of a hold.
You know, the one thing I'm noticing about Washington is they are also dealing with a lot of two-way guys this year. Maybe they don't have the depth they quite did in years past. So a 10-yard run there by Trey Brabson. Turned into a 2-yard run and erases Trey's first down run. All of a sudden, we're looking at 2nd and 13, 14. And that's what you can't get into in this offense. You can't get into any kind of long situation, no matter what the down is.
Yep.
Can't have any distance.
Here's a snap. Comes this
Trying
way.
to get it to Carson Allen. He's going to lose 2.
So that was going to end up being a 3rd and 16, 3rd and 17 from the 30-yard line.
We have run a halfback pass in situations like this. We've run a wide receiver option, I guess you want to call it, a wide receiver toss. So we do have some tricks up our sleeve here, but again, that's one shot in the holster, and that's about it. So you got to be judicious about when you use those. And Josh Johnson's going to play it pretty close to the vest here and keep everybody close to home.
Run right side. We'll see what happens here. Up the middle it goes. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play. So East Peoria will give it back to Washington. Penalty stops a nice little run and gives the ball back to Washington here.
So Jacob Lovell back to punt. He'll be kicking from 32. And Washington could find itself a pretty good field position again here.
Yes.
Miniweather and Jimmy McKay both back for the Panthers. That's going to come to Miniweather's side, but fortunately it's shanked, and it's going to get out of bounds about the 48, I think they'll mark it.
Yeah, it prevents the return, but it went out early, so it's almost at midfield.
47.
And that's where Washington will start with the football. So momentum leaking toward the Panthers here in the second quarter. Tied it up on a touchdown, and they've got the ball back in good field position here.
But again, the good news is, we've shortened the game considerably. I mean, if you look at it, we're coming up on the halfway point of the second half. So, I mean, we're doing the right things here. And again, Panthers staying in that 5 wide look that they used us through 4 wide this time so successfully in the last drive.
Out of that shotgun.
There's a hold right there.
Left. Missed tackle.
Oh, a hold and 2 missed tackles.
Missed tackles. And another run as a flag goes down to the 30-yard line is where he's going to finally be brought down. But we'll have to, again, check on a multitude of yellow flags out on the field.
I'm guessing that's a hold. Just guessing. Could be wrong, though. Illegal block in the back. So that's going to eliminate a lot of it. And the good news is there it didn't give him the first down yardage anyway on that run, so that's going to knock him back behind the line of scrimmage, which is a good thing there.
This could bring up an odd 1st and 12. On paper, it's going to be a little penalty in the numbers, but that's
a huge play.
What, 22, 25-yard penalty. Raiders trying to get some pressure. Ball comes to the middle of the field, and it's dropped.
Cole Cook with his hands on that ball and just I think he got a little ahead of himself there. I don't think he was hearing footsteps. I think he knew he had some green in front of him there if he kept towards the left hash, or kept towards the right hash rather, and now all of a sudden you're looking at 2nd and 12.
These are 2 teams that just in the first, looking from generic observation, Ben. These are two teams that are evenly matched. These are two teams that
It's awfully close, a lot closer than people, I think, thought.
and
that's
would give East Peoria credit for. I think a lot of people assumed this would be a tough night for East Peoria.
And the biggest thing is it's our line. I mean, I can't say enough about Derek Sparkman and Dalton Clicker and Justin Doty and Joey Inman down there playing on the wide side as well, along with number 52, which is Austin Keena, another senior. Some big kids, really, I mean, gutting it out both ways. Just, that's an equalizer at this level. If you've got a good line, you can do a lot of different things.
I think as the season progresses, you see some of that equality too, because everybody has got some mileage on the tires at this point in the season, and other teams are dealing with injuries. East Peoria actually is finally getting a little more healthy than they have been earlier in the season, so you do see some more parity. I think the Mid-Illini, we've talked about this in other broadcasts, has some parity this year, but East Peoria hanging tough, and they look good tonight.
We do look good, and as far as the parity, it's just been one of those things where it's kind of a wide open race, and I think we're coming down to the end of the season, and everybody's got a ton of game tape on each other now too.
Right.
There's no surprises at this point, and the advent of huddle, especially in the Mid-Illini Conference, has just made everything really, really kind of difficult to hide.
Oh, what
Great
a good
tackle there by number 22. Lucas Campbell flying up to make that hit. No gain on that. Number 38. Let's see, that is Lou Griffith, the point guard for the basketball team. Normally came out for football for the first time this year. He had a nice little head of steam going, but boy, Luke Campbell flying up to knock that down.
That was at least a 5-yard stop there. I mean, he turns the corner and picks up past midfield, and that instead is 3rd and 12.
Gotta cover your man.
Here we go again, 5 wide. Menoweather out in the slot there, which is bubble screen territory, but they're going to send him down.
Surprised he's not looking that
Putting
way.
it deep.
Goes deep, and
oh, man. Wow.
caught up to it.
Boy, Luke Campbell played that.
Miller, I think.
Luke Campbell couldn't have played that any better, and Jake Miller just, timed his jump a little better. Kudos to Luke Campbell in that coverage, but, I mean, there was nothing else he could do.
Slap moves the football all the way down to the 19-yard line on 3rd and long. Washington themselves coming up with a big 3rd down conversion here.
I mean, that's a heartbreaker right there.
Had some pressure, had some coverage. Just able to sneak it in there. Here's another nice stop. Second effort pushes the ball down to about the 15. So a 4-yard gain on the play.
We've done a nice job of keeping Menoweather in check so far. I mean, 4 carries, 24 yards. Yeah, it's 6 a pop, but this is a kid who's coming in averaging 150 yards a game, and we're coming up on quarter and a half in, and he's still, at 24 yards.
I think like all great backs, defensively you just want to minimize the damage.
Absolutely. Here comes Derek Sparkman.
More pressure.
Dalton Clicker just missed that one as well. He's out of bounds.
Waiting for the
oh, man, they're going to give it to
call. Far side from us.
Oh, wow.
Now another official coming in to discuss.
Normally you only get that if you are being pushed out of bounds, and I don't think he was being pushed out of bounds. I think his momentum took him out of bounds, which I don't think he gets. But they're going to give it to him. Oh, wow. That's awful.
Well, he huddled up and tried to discuss. It looked like he was out. But the call stands, and it will be 1st and, 2 now?
Yeah. So a 13-yard pass there. 12-yard pass, 13. My math's not good. That's why I teach history.
So the Raiders, though, with an opportunity here to still come up with a big stop. It's certainly a momentum shift when you're on the receiving end of a couple of those calls, which just stop your momentum, just change the tone of the game, right or wrong. It's a touchdown here.
Menoweather there with his second touch on the game. This one is first on the ground, his 12th of the year. And they're going to go for 2 here to try to make up for the missed extra point. So we'll see if we can at least get a stop here. Going out of the wishbone again, which I've never seen out of Washington, out of a Darryl Crouch team. In fact, I think I actually said that in the opener, that you'll never see that from him. So Darryl clearly listening in and trying to make me look foolish. Thanks, Darryl.
He's doing his best.
Appreciate that. Well, that's a big stop right there for the Raiders.
It is a big stop. It's another.
That gives you a little bit of that momentum back. You know, hey, we got them there. We're still in this thing. You know, get a score before half, and you know, you can go into halftime for the lead if you do this right. You know, if you play it right. So Jason Bawley and Josh Johnson getting the kick return team ready to roll here. Need a little better starting position than we had last time out. Like to get a little bit better, somewhere in between maybe that 35 and 40 yard line would be nice.
Nice return here. This is a good opportunity to get a good stop on the 2-point conversion. And here is the kick. It's another choppy kick and scooped up, and the ball starts for East Peoria about the 27-yard line.
Yep. So 5:23 to go now. We'll have to see. You know, East Peoria does have all 3 of its timeouts, so we can mess with that a little bit. But you still can't get. Still got to have some big plays here. You know, 72 yards or 73 yards is a long way to go when you don't throw the ball.
It is. It's just enough time though to run the football down the field and
absolutely
knot things back up here. Go for the lead on an extra point. Nice jump move, getting the ball right side up to the 30-yard line.
I think that was Jacob Lovell again. Yep, coming out of that fullback spot. So he and Brabson doing a nice job of switching it up a little bit. 2 carries, 7 yards now for Jake. Not seeing any
updates.
Other area scores so far. Oh, Metamora up 20-0 over. I don't know who they're playing tonight. It doesn't say in the. Oh boy!
Big tackle in the backfield. So that'll bring up a 3rd and about back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9, make it.
So we'll have to see what we got in the bag of tricks here.
Staying in familiar territory.
Boy, didn't even.
No.
Timeout, Washington.
And Washington will take a timeout here. 3:58 left to go. Opening half, a 12-6 odd score. Been kind of an odd game. Couple of questionable calls. Bad luck bounces for East Peoria, and they find themselves down just a touchdown here, though.
You know, if you look, I think the one reason that we are not running much to the left is that we are starting a freshman left tackle, Joey Tello, number 74. So that does make it a little difficult. That is the one area that we can still use. Evan Betts getting healthy. He's probably out for the year with a knee injury, and he suffered in week 4 out at Dunlap, or week 4, pardon me. So Jake gets off a punt there. Oh wow, that's
Takes
huge.
a good
Goes
bounce
over
for
the
East
head.
Peoria.
Let that roll. Thank
Down
you.
to the 33, 34-yard line, so that's where
It's a nice 44-yard punt there. That's a big roll there.
That's a big roll.
I think that was Jimmy McKay kind of overplayed that a little bit, and that's going to be a big thing there. McKay was up at about the 40 when that bounced over his head, so they were looking at starting in between that 40 and 50 again, which is where two of the previous three drives had started.
Yep. Well, and you throw that into the mix. East Peoria's not had a lot of good luck as far as the Washington field position, so there's a nice opportunity here for maybe a stop and get the ball back in nice field position here for East Peoria. There's a good start.
Yeah, and there you see, as soon as they got the lead, right back to the pro right I formation, fullback trap right up the middle.
Much more conservative.
Yep. And still taking their time getting the play in from the sidelines and checking the wristbands.
It is fascinating to watch the disbanding of the huddle.
Yeah.
It's going to come.
Oh, boy, that's a fumble. That's a fumble.
That's a live ball on the ground.
Oh, they're going to call it incomplete.
Ooh, he looked to turn
several
steps after that.
Wow.
Goodness. If we had a replay, I thought he caught the ball and took 2 steps.
I think he took at least 2, if not 3. And on that third step, when he tried to cut it upfield and switch his hands,
that's when he dropped the ball.
That's when he dropped it. Absolutely.
When he knew he was getting contact.
Yeah. Wow. That's 2 big breaks for the Panthers here. And right here we go to the 4 wide again. So
3rd and 9. Where's it going to go? Quick pass.
Oh. Is that a big pick by Jacob Lovell. What a great pick.
So the Raiders finally on the positive end of a break.
I'm not even sure Jake knew they were going to give that to him. He kind of went down and just got up like, oh, at least we didn't get the first. But
it's been about the 4th time where you see something, but you can't say anything because you're not sure what the call's going to be.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything until I saw the official. Great play by the senior there. Wow, that's huge.
So East Peoria, we need to take advantage of this. Need a score.
Absolutely.
37-yard line, 2:53 to play with.
This one, if I know our boys are tired, you got to gut this one out. You have to gut this one out and get it in the end zone.
Here's the run. Jiggity step right side. Picked up about 3 yards on the play.
Yep, Trey Brabson again with his 8th carry. I will say this, that's about the most carries I've seen anybody have. Trey coming off now. I don't know if he lost his helmet there or what happened, but must have got a strap knocked loose or something. He's going to have to come out. No, putting it right back on. Doug Passmore checking on him. I'm not sure what happened there. I thought it was maybe an equipment issue.
It did still look like they're looking a little bit at that helmet, so it's hard to tell. 2:14 left. Halftime approaching. Nice
there we go,
delay.
Jake.
He hesitated just long enough for that line to open up and punches it inside the 30 down to the 27. He's mighty close.
Here for a measurement, yeah. They're going to call it good.
They're just going to call it a first down.
Things starting to go Jake Lovell's way right now.
So from the 27, they'll line it up.
Good news is we do have all 3 of our timeouts left. Bad news is you can't dilly-dally too much here because we've still got about 27 yards to cover.
Here's a snap.
Oh, boy, just a little
bit of confusion on the timing. There's a whistle, but ball's blown dead.
Boy, Caden DeVos and Josh Spokley, just a little hiccup there on the exchange. And that's going to...
Could have been worse, but it is going to stop that. Lost about 3 yards on the play. So back to the 30 it goes. In comes the play with 1:35 as the clock winds once again here.
Metamora now up 27-0 on Pekin. That's about the only other update we've got. Little reverse, and Jake McCarty's going to throw it. Now he's going to run it.
Runs right side, dives down to near the 15-yard line, looks like. It's a nice little pickup. That's a huge gain on a 2nd and long. It keeps you from those 3rd and longs that have plagued both teams tonight. So 3rd and 5, much more manageable, as he picks up 8 yards.
That was a nice job by Jake to realize the original play wasn't there and to just tuck that and go. That was, some guys would sit there and wait and maybe
try to force something.
Yeah, or even worse, force something and get it picked off. But good job not to take the loss and not to force it and take what they were given.
3rd and 5, 4th down territory here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're under a minute. Yeah, this is 2 down territory. First, going to try to get them to jump. I'm surprised Josh hadn't burned a timeout yet, and there he does.
So East Peoria's first timeout.
Just went with the hard count there, trying to get the Panthers to jump, and as soon as that didn't work, you saw Josh Spokley back out and look over the sidelines, and Josh Johnson called the timeout there to talk it over.
I don't have a great random trivia necessarily or fact, but I've been thinking about this lightning weather, and if you ever do a search on a guy named Ray Caldwell, Cleveland Indians pitcher back in 1919, working on a complete game, struck by lightning in the middle of the inning, brushes it off, and finishes the complete game.
No way.
That was back before sirens would have sounded and they would have evacuated the stadium. In 1919, they did not have Twitter to alert anyone to severe weather pending. Or
no Thorgard in the 20s.
No.
That's unreal.
Here's a toss. Another nice hesitation, and he's going to get awfully close. Down to the 19,
down to about the 19,
maybe 2 yards short, 4th and 2.
I think it's going to be a long 2, maybe 3.
So to your point, we're winding things down here. 52 seconds and still 20 yards to go.
And I think we're going to have to put the ball in the air at some point. We're letting the clock run right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see something here.
Here's the snap.
Well, going to give it to Trey up the middle. He's going to
get
the first down.
He's going to get down to the 15-yard line. Raiders will take a second timeout.
No, this will stop the clock, I think.
Well, briefly. We'll have to wait and see if
they get it set. Yep, they are going to call timeout. So timeout with 32.4 to go here. Raiders are going to have 1st and 10 from about the 16.
Showing some fight, taking advantage of that, trying to take advantage of that opportunity. Huge momentum change. Looked like Washington had some momentum. They'd had a couple of scores on East Peoria, but silver linings all across the first half for East Peoria as they've prevented Washington from scoring the extra point now twice.
Yeah, and well, and the big part here is just, overcoming adversity. I mean, you've two really, Miniweather has to climb the ladder for that first screen pass and could have easily dropped it or skipped off his hands. Then they get the call with the kid out of bounds. That's, the fact that we haven't folded, we've come back, made the pick, now we're trying to put one in the end zone. That's huge. So, we're definitely in this thing, even if we go into halftime down. This is this game is not over by any stretch of the imagination right now. Giving it to Tyler Sharp.
That second effort will get him down to about the 11-yard line. 22 and counting. So spike of the ball. Stops it with 17.1.
So we're looking at about 3rd and 6. And again, we're 2 down territory, so the spike doesn't necessarily matter, but
just stops the clock. But now you mentioned that possibility of throwing that pass play in. You would have to think Washington would be thinking the same thing at this point in the field with the clock where it is.
That's the that is the one
chess match.
That is the one bad thing with our size. We just don't have anybody that tight end to run that little seam route. You know what I mean? We've got some fast athletic guys and we've got some big hogs on the line, but nobody to run that seam. Oh, Josh, you got to get rid of that ball, buddy.
So that will bring the football back to the 23-yard line. 5 seconds left. Are they going to let this thing wind down?
Isaac Tubal with the sack there, and I don't know if we took that timeout or if East Pier
They
did
did
that last
get the last timeout here. Maybe one last pop at the end zone here with 5.5. Just held on to it about 2 seconds too long. Thought about trying to chuck it out of bounds, at least get rid of it, and then hung on to it and goes for a loss.
And that's something that comes with as you throw the ball more, you learn to do that. Hey, when to take your losses, when to eat it. And clearly, being where we were at I think the 16 before we took that loss, obviously that's better to be than losing the sack and having to take a timeout, because at least the incompletion stops the clock and saves you that timeout if you do convert the first down. So now we're sitting 4th and 15 from the 21, and basically our only choice here is to put this thing in the end zone, because we're not going to have too many chances, from the 6 we convert this. It'll basically just be one more play anyway. So I think you'll see Josh Johnson put it up and go for it here.
So we've got 5.5 seconds to play here in the first half.
I think they're saying 9.5 seconds now. It looks like they reset the clock maybe. I thought we had 5.5.
They have added some time back in. I concur with that assessment. 9.5. Here is the snap. Here is the throw. And the ball falls incomplete. You don't want an incomplete pass, but 2 more yards and that goes 6 the other direction.
Yeah, so we'll take that.
So 2.8 barring another clock adjustment left to go in the half. Platt Stadium seeing a good one tonight. 12-6 ball game.
I don't know that Washington, I'm trying to think here, they're lining up as if they're going to, though. They've got everybody in the slot. And we'll see trips to the right here, see what they come up with. They're just going to give it to Miniweather up the middle. He's going to take
and the siren signals the end of the first half. First half in the book, state-ranked Washington 12, but the Raiders hanging tough. They scored first and they're hanging tight. 12-6, your halftime score. Back with the second half after the senior presentation.
Stay tuned for senior night.
Okay, cool, thanks. All right, thank you.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's 2014 Senior Night. Tonight we'll be recognizing most of our fall sport athletes and their parents. And tonight we're going to start out with the football team. Carson Allen, escorted by Janelle Chenoweth and Chad Allen. Gage Andell, escorted by Coach Fidel. Kyle Ball, escorted by Jeff and Kelly Ball. Trey Brabson, escorted by Heather Consigan and Kay Brabson. Justin Doty, escorted by Mike and Shanna Doty and Amber Arrett. Austin Keena, escorted by David and Bonnie Keena. Dalton Clicker, escorted by Steve and Kathy Clicker. Carson Kleiber, escorted by Corby and Melissa Kleiber. Tristan Lomax, escorted by Teresa and Michael Yates and his sister, Madison Yates. Jacob Lovell, escorted by Bradley and Cynthia Lovell. Jake McCartney, escorted by Gary and Kitty McCartney. Matt Poland, escorted by John and Laura Poland. Bryce Sandoval, escorted by John Sandoval and Dina James. Tyler Sharp, escorted by Toby and Tammy Sharp. Derek Sparkman, escorted by Greg and Sarah Sparkman. And Ryan Walton, escorted by Brett and Shannon Walton. Next up, our cheerleaders. Leah Graham, escorted by Jill Hinman. Ashlyn Gorth, escorted by Kevin and Pam Gorth. Kylie Gruder, escorted by Eric and Patsy Gruder. Taylor Kellum, escorted by Dave Kellum and Kimberly Gazelle. Tori Lowry, escorted by Darren and Carrie Lowry. And Teresa Speener, escorted by Dale and Wanda Speener. Next up, our girls tennis team. Riley Harmon, escorted by Brad Harmon and Georgianne Lax. Corey Inman, escorted by Michelle Hallahan and Jeff Inman. Elise Williams, escorted by Donna Williams and Hayden Burtis. Next up, girls cross country. Marissa Porter, escorted by Ron and Betty Porter. Caitlin Jenkins, escorted by Dwight and Julia Jenkins. Callie Schreffler, escorted by James and Shelby Schreffler. Sorry, had to turn the page. Erica Skaggs, escorted by Mark and Skaggs and Debbie Corey. Next up, girls golf. Kiana Imtiaz, escorted by Ali and Kathy Imtiaz. Andy Flynn, escorted by Steve and Inga Flynn and Elia, her sister. And Rhiannon Ingold, escorted by Tony and Dawn Ingold. Boys golf. Hayden Burtis, escorted by Jeff and Heidi Burtis. And we're going to bring on Jacob Burtis, escorted by Jeff and Heidi Burtis. Adam Cox, escorted by Tim and Julie Cox. Bryce Markham, escorted by Paul and Molly Markham. And Jake Plummer, escorted by Matt and Anissa Plummer. And last up, our Raiderettes. Diana DeFelice Perro, escorted by Brian Fall and Christina Perro. Lakin Smith, escorted by Corey and Katrina Smith. Anna Tedford, escorted by John and Shannon Tedford. And bringing up the rear, Cheyenne Swearingen, escorted by her parents, Shannon and Kimberly Swearingen. Again, one more round of applause for all our fall athletes and their parents. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to East Peoria Athletics.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to Corwin Cornyclad Stadium, the jewel of Middle Illini athletic complexes.
Impressive first half for East Peoria. State-ranked Washington coming in here highly touted, heavily favored. I think everybody on paper looked at that in the Journal-Star and thought, boy, East Peoria is going to get thumped tonight. But the Raiders have had different plans. They scored first, jumped out 6-0, dominated the first period. Washington able to a couple really short drives at the end of the day to punch their lead up to 12-6, but that is it. That's the only lead that Washington has. Is a slim 12-6 lead. East Peoria almost able to retaliate at the very end of that first half, but an evenly matched first half, and we expect more of the same here, Ben. Raiders have nothing to lose. They have their sights set on also being in the playoffs this year. Seniors, last opportunity for them here this year, and they're going to put it all on the line and see what they can come up with here in the second half.
You know, the irony of this game is, should we win, it hurts our playoff chances because we've in essence denied ourselves a playoff point. But you got to win to get in. So great first half. You know, as you pointed out, Washington really used that short field to their advantage in the first half. You know, in the second quarter, you know, started one touchdown drive on the East Peoria 40 and the other one on their own 47. So when you're only working an average of about 46, 47 yards on your touchdown drives, you're doing something right. So the Raiders, have to get a little bit of that mojo back. Nice stop there before the half on the interception to make things a little more difficult. But now you got to answer the bell a little bit here like we did last week at Morton and push a couple touchdowns across and get a couple stops in there as well. So
that's where, East Peoria is clearly, as they have been all year, concerned about their depth and so many kids playing on both sides of the football. The defense was not out there nearly as much as they were a few weeks ago, but nonetheless, as the game progresses, those kids that are on both sides of the ball and that depth is certainly going to make a difference for really both of these teams, with Washington in a similar situation. As you mentioned early in the first half, they've got more kids this year playing offense, playing defense, and it's just going to be, I think, an evenly matched second half here.
Yeah, that is the one thing that surprised me. There were a lot more two-way kids for Washington than there have been in recent years. You see Randy Miniweather playing a linebacker. You see some of their slot guys on the corner, their linemen going both ways. So that's a pretty big equalizer here, and I'll take our chances with the line any day of the week. So see the boys getting fired up there, getting ready to go. They know what's at stake. They know what they have to do. This is really kind of the essence of sports. It boils down to this is your opportunity. You can either take advantage of it or let it slide by. And talking to some of the boys, both the seniors and the juniors, I think, they were ready to take this opportunity.
They were not intimidated, as you mentioned coming in. I mean, the press was, as we mentioned, East Peoria is going to get blown out. I mean, that was the assumption coming into this, and that was not your sense from talking to these kids earlier today.
It was a really different feeling at school. Usually, as much as I hate to say it, our kids tend to kind of cower when it comes to playing Washington or Metamora because they've done nothing but pound us for the last 10 years or however long it's been since we beat Washington, and this year it was business. I talked to Derek Sparkman this morning. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, we're gonna get it done. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out and we're gonna get it done. You talked to Caden DeVos in class this afternoon. As much as you can get him to sit still anyway, he wasn't bouncing around like the cattle prod running through him. And Caden wore his eye black to school this morning. Walked out in the hall at 7:45 a.m. and the kid had eye black on already, so he's been ready to go for 12 hours. So, and this is what it boils down to right here. You got to take advantage of it. So, Carson Richardson going to get us kicked off here and get it started, and 24 minutes to see where this thing goes.
Well, the Raiders defensively couldn't have started the game any better than they did. We won't want more of that here to start it off, but a 3-and-out is exactly what you're after here. But a nice return. Sneaks it up to the 42-yard line. So we have seen this a couple times tonight. A decent field position for the Washington Panthers to start their drive.
And Carson Richardson executed that kick perfectly. I mean, McKay takes that at the 27-yard line and works his way up to the 41, 42-yard line. So just a nifty cutback there, and that's the end result.
So Washington, who has scored the last two scores of this ball game, we have yet to see a successful point-after attempt or two-point attempt that's successful. Run out across the 45 to the 46-yard line, 5-yard pickup on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 5.
And I think we have to give the defense credit for containing Randy Miniweather. I mean, this kid comes in with 972 yards, 125 carries, 972 yards, 11 touchdowns, and that's just his 8th carry of the night, 35 yards. So, to hold him to between 4.5, 5 yards a carry, that's huge.
Another big stop here, and it'll be a 3rd down for Washington. Gain of, I'm not sure he got back to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to give him just over, it looks like, maybe a yard. Okay, getting just a yard there. That's the first time we've seen him carry the ball. I don't know if that's something they decided to make a switch on. He's been, he is a quarterback right now.
Would you anticipate a heavy dose of Miniweather this second half?
I would, but I'm kind of intrigued as to why they put McKay in kind of a wildcat situation there. Although it's paying off right now.
That scamper up across the 45 down to the 44-yard line into Raider territory.
About a 9-yard gain right there.
And a big 1st down for Washington. So they move the chains on their first drive of quarter number 3.
And now Brock Crothers is right back in there at quarterback. Oh, now they're going to line him up. Crothers was a wide receiver in years past, so this is not altogether unexpected. They're not new to him, so I don't know if Darryl Crouch is trying to make the switch or if he's trying to make us account for Crothers and figure out, what he's doing. Great shot there. I believe that was Caden. Nope, that was Trey Brabson with a shot there. Huge. Boy, Trey was a bolt of lightning there in the backfield.
Takes it almost back to midfield.
Great job. Second and 13 now. And now Crothers goes right behind center again. So I think they were just trying to make it a count. That'll hit a seam route right there.
Up the gut down to the 19-yard line.
That's number 9, Garrett Frank.
So the pendulum of momentum swinging back and forth here. Raiders with a big defensive stop, and the Panthers counter down to the 19-yard line.
Garrett Frank, 3 catches, 61 yards now.
They've been big. Pressure in the backfield. Down to the penalty, and they're going to, after that, I think, is that going to be a late hit?
That's going to be a late hit on Brabson because he caught it and was already down.
So the catch will bring the ball to the 13. The penalty will bring it closer. Seen that a couple times tonight. Ball dead as the players on the ground.
That puts Brock Crothers over the century mark passing. He's now 6 of 10 passing, 1 interception for 104 yards. And the half the distance penalty there in East Peoria, going to take it down to the in between the 6 and 7. Only the second penalty for 12 yards for EP, so we played pretty clean. Save for that penalty right there.
At terrible times, though, they have.
Yes, they have.
This one gives them 1st and goal. And he is going to go largely untouched into the end zone.
Yeah, that was, you could kind of see that one coming with just the way he was set up. They went 4 wide there. The lineman had the big splits. Everybody's thinking pass, and that just opened things right up for Menoweather.
Touchdown number 3 for Menoweather. Yards not there as heavily tonight, but 3 scores for Randy, and it's an 18-6. Going to try the kick.
Nope, they're going to go for 2 out of the wishbone. Going to go, yep, and here they split it out.
They do. That's an odd setup across the middle, and it's incomplete.
Kind of an odd toss there by Crothers. He wasn't pressured. He had plenty of time, and Randy Menoweather had the inside position on our cornerback.
And he was in route. I mean, he wasn't ready for a pass. It didn't seem to be.
He threw that like somebody was about to eat his lunch.
18-6, 9:04 left to play.
18-6 again. I mean, 2-score game now, but this is we're not out of this. I mean, we've got to answer right here and get a touch, get a stop, but not out of this by any means. But you have to answer. If they get one more score, this game is over. We just don't have the offense that can make up that kind of ground that quick.
In that amount of time, right?
But if we answer here, all bets are off.
They had a nice little drive going at the end of the first half.
Yeah. Here's Jake Miller put in play again.
Another ground ball.
Fielded by number 23 there, Bryce Sandoval. So we're going to take over at our own 33 here, which has been about our average position. Started anywhere between our own 37 and our own 16. So we've not had the good field position that Washington has had throughout the night.
Just being conservative? I mean, Sandoval has a skill set that would be able to return the football
anytime you get a ball on the ground like that, it's a little dicey. You don't want to take the chance that it's going to squirt loose or something, especially down in that end. So I think, you know, most guys would teach just, hey, cover it up and live to fight another day.
Nice start. 5-yard pickup on the run.
That's what you need.
2nd and 5.
Come on, Riley!
Punches it up to about the 40-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 3. Picks up a couple more. Generous spot that time. That's going to be still 3rd and 3, but up to the 41-yard line. Here we see 3rd straight level run. A loss of 1 on that play.
You know, it's unfortunate. I can hear a very angry parent down beneath us here, you know, yelling at for us to do something, throw the ball, and we just did. This team isn't built for that. Josh Spokley, you know, love him to death, but a passer he is not, and that'd probably be putting us more in harm's way. I mean, there's a reason he's only thrown 21 passes all year. Nice boot by, did that hit a Washington? Oh, boy.
He's down to the 15, 40, turns the corner,
gonna get a
flag comes down.
I don't know
he
what
is
that
going to
blocks
return
would be,
it
though,
all the way
Griffith read that perfect.
For the score, but we need to wait and see what the penalty is.
There's a flag there at midfield.
So we will see. Referees
Looks
will
like that's
huddle
going
up.
to come back. I don't know where the block would have been there.
Use the hands. Huge. Holy cow.
Yeah,
6 points off
wow.
the board. And the ball goes all the way back to the 45-yard line. We have seen some massive penalties.
They have taken a lot of big hits on penalties tonight, and it just hasn't affected them. That's been the downside. The good news is the 6 points comes off the board.
Sounds odd to say all the way back. Still great field position.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting exactly where they have
all night
every other time. Yeah, I mean, this is the 3rd out of 5 drives they've started above the 45. So,
so the Panthers come out. Still 18-6.
7:02 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
He's going to keep it right up the middle. So they saw something in that defensive formation.
Yep.
Down to the 39-yard line.
Crothers with a 15-yard run there.
And it looks like Tyler Sharp coming limping off, and he is down on the ground.
Holding his knee there, and that's a big blow. He's one of our big
play
threats.
He was just able to get off the field. He is clearly in discomfort. That's a huge tackle.
Nice tackle there by Justin Doty and Trey Brabson.
Doty does a lot out on that football field.
Well, I'll tell you what, you look at these numbers, and I mean, you know, you hold Randy Menoweather to 41 yards or whatever it is through this many, through the midway through the 3rd quarter, you're living right, you know. And granted, Crothers has thrown for 104 yards, which he hasn't done a lot of this year. I think this is only his 2nd 100-yard game. But even then, the numbers aren't that impressive. I mean, 6 of 10 for 104 yards, that's not great. It's not bad. But and now
another keeper.
Ooh, wow.
Some hard hits down there.
Yeah.
That's still going to be short of a first down. It's going to be 3rd and 4 or so. So East Peoria with a really, it's not quite at the point of being an utter necessity, but they really need to stop here.
Yeah, we need to force a turnover or just stiffen up right here. This is do or die time right here. And almost a line change right here, and they're going to go wishbone on third down.
We've seen some unusual formations
like
tonight.
I said, Darrell is trying to make me look silly, and that's Jimmy McKay, who's normally a wide receiver.
Right up the middle.
Coming in out of that wishbone formation, and he's lined up at quarterback, receiver, and now tailback in the wishbone tonight. So just a lot of different looks for McKay today.
First down run will bring it down to the 27-yard line. Clock continues to roll here. I suspect we will see a heavy dose of running the clock, running the football, Washington in their comfort zone.
Yeah.
With the lead.
And they're going to stay right in that wishbone and grind this thing out. I think they've unfortunately kind of figured out that our guys might be a little gassed right now. See what kind of push they get off the line here.
They're getting 8-10 yards a pop. They win. Raiders win that line of scrimmage battle.
Yeah.
Not any gain that time.
Looks like that was Crothers on a keeper maybe, or maybe a faulty exchange. I don't know. The center and Crothers both coming off the ground. The number 59, the center for Washington is Nathan Benneman. He's only a sophomore.
Can a center get a ball carry statistically?
Well, I think as long as it touches the quarterback's hands, but then yeah. But even then, I think they might classify it as a fumble these days. It's real. Ever since they outlawed the fumble rooski, boy, a lot of heat there. Everybody over the middle.
Enough pressure.
Kudos to Jake McCartney for bringing that heat right there. Crothers got that off, and Miniweather's wide open, and Crothers popped him good right there to knock it loose.
So third and long. Panthers with just enough. Haven't punched it in yet, but they have gotten just enough here to keep this drive moving, keep the chains moving.
Really nickel and dime this year. This is the first time they faced really down and distance today.
Yeah, nickel and dime is exactly right. That's a good way to say that.
3rd and 9 now, and again they go to that 4 wide, trips right. Miniweather leaking out of the backfield for a screen right there. Boy, he has all kinds of room.
Open field. Yep. He is not going to get brought down.
And we are officially in trouble.
And so that will make it 24-6. His 4th score of the ball game. Another flag on Washington.
Wow.
So once again, the second time in this drive, 6 points for the Washington Panthers off the scoreboard.
Block below the waist on the screen.
That's the second or third time we've seen that call tonight.
4 penalties now for, I believe that's 35 yards. No, 45 yards, pardon me. So they've been of the big variety there. Boy, nice rush. Boy. Oh, no.
And on the far right side, he's going to turn the corner and punch it in.
Man. Pass complete to Christian Uphoff there. And
so we will wait and see. I'm still looking for flags. So I can see a signal for a touchdown that time. So now it's 24-6.
7-12 now for 141 for Crothers with an interception. And that wasn't really an especially tricky play there. That was, Uphoff caught that on basically a comeback route and short of the first down. I mean, he was still, 7-8 yards from the first down, and he just
going the
spun
wrong
to
direction
the outside
and spun it back around.
Yeah.
Outran everybody, essentially. And so Washington, for the 3rd time tonight, will line up for a 2-point conversion. Lots of time. Took his time this time. And that is successful.
Cole Cook on the
with the reception. And a 26-6 wonky score, but Panthers putting some distance between they and East Peoria here in the second half. So East Peoria desperately needing some points on the board on this drive. Here we see the time left in the third quarter, 3:57 left to go.
And so now you start to think about the ways that we could potentially open up this offense, and I just don't know if we've got that in the deck of cards. You know, we talked about this team not really being built to throw, and you know, I think at the very least you maybe try to open it up a little bit, try to get some guys on the edges, you know, use that speed, look to find different ways to get Carson Allen and Caden DeVos, guys like that in space. Unfortunately, we just, you know, are lacking one of the main weapons that you normally use to do that.
Well, and clearly at this point in the game, you're gonna show your skill set. You're gonna show your hand at some point. What you're good at, you're gonna run, and they've had success with those short yardage. But now that's the challenge. Down big, there's a slips through the hands. That ball's still on the ground, and Raiders able to jump on it with 3:52 left to go. So the Raiders will take over possession, but that's a challenge when you are more methodical about it. Then it's harder to score quickly. But if you get too far out of your rhythm, then you don't want to be so out of what you're used to doing as an offense that you turn the ball back over.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that, you know, especially starting down here at our own 24, ball security is paramount at this point. So
Brabson looks to be limping too. Speaking of,
well, you know, and that's the downside. You know, we just don't have that depth, and we get to this point, and you got to go.
Tries to turn the corner.
Number 35 there, Jacob Smith, 6'2", 190 sophomore, coming from that defensive end spot, kind of sniffed that out. Now Jake Lovell comes up, pinching a little bit there. So the Raiders are starting to increase the walking movement here by the...
Boy, they are. They got three kids, and if he comes off trying to run on the sidelines, trying to walk it off. So that loss of 3 brings up second and long. Second down, 13 to go. So who's left? For East Peoria, you're getting close to that point. Whistles.
See Caden DeVos, Joey Inman in there. Jake McCartney still out at one of the wide receiver spots.
So East Peoria is going to take a timeout with 3:07 left to go. Quarter number 3. A 12-6 halftime lead for Washington has grown. Washington has scored the last 26 points of this ball game.
Let's see if we can get some updates from around the area.
How many more touchdowns has Metamora scored? That would be the update.
34-0 now
34,
over Pekin.
34.
Oh, pardon me,
okay.
34-7. Let's see. We've got a ton of updates from the Anawan Wethersfield Ridgewood game. I don't know if that does anything for anybody.
Well, it does for the 19 people that are watching the game. For a 150
Live.
game. For a 150 game.
Live, Mark. Come on. Not a lot of people up at 3 a.m.
Reminds me of an old Kevin Metzger line, but I'll save that for another day.
Save that for basketball season.
Save that for basketball season. Although it's football related. It was 2:45 left to go now in this third quarter, and East Peoria really
third and long right here.
Do or die here, as you mentioned. And
I can't really. I see a 44 out there for us. Number 44, Jacob Thaler, sophomore out there. Spokley in the shotgun. Nice catch.
Up to the 30-35 yard line.
Nice catch by McCartney there.
That's going to be close enough, and that's going to be beyond the chains and move them. First down, East Peoria. Boy, we have seen this. It doesn't matter what is up there on the score. This team is going to fight and try to run their offense and just try to play fundamental sound football and run what they're supposed to run.
I'd like to see Josh play action off this a little bit maybe and
come our way.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Just hit a wall there and bounced back. Carson Allen going to lose 2, I think, there.
He ran into Tristan Campbell.
Yeah, that was a...
did not win that battle.
Carson, 5'10", 170 there, and that was... Tristan Campbell goes 5'10", 230.
So well, that explains part of just
some physics at work there.
Physics, exactly right.
I really can't put into numbers, but suffice to say it's physics.
Washington lead, ranked number 8 in Class 5A, 6-1 in the season, 4-1.
It's totally why I teach history. Numbers and formulas give me hives.
Politics tends to do that for me, so it's good that you do history.
Oh,
He's
Josh,
looking.
There we go.
And picked off.
Boy, the receiver falls down on the route there.
And he is still on his feet. He's going to bring it all the way down to the 35-yard line, so Washington back in business. And that is a tough dagger.
Burns with a pick there, and number 85 just made a nice play on the...
And now a dead ball.
I don't know if that's going to be
Somebody said something right. It's East Peoria. Two officials right there. Something said that was not to the liking of
I think somebody
the
just
gentleman in the stripes.
And we've gone from being in this game to it being on the verge of getting out of hand here. Gonna give Derek Sparkman a little breather here, send in Joey Tello to play some D tackle.
So that mark-off will march the ball down to the 21-yard line.
638-382. 638-382. Please come to the press box.
I didn't see. I saw Caden come off, but I don't know if he came off just to come off or what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure there. I thought I saw the referee make a motion like somebody had been ejected, but they didn't identify who. He shouted a number at Josh Johnson, but another timeout there. And boy, there's some youngsters on that field. I mean, you look for us, number 22, Lucas Campbell, he's a junior. You look at number 23, Bryce Sandoval, that's a senior, but hasn't played much defense, or not much. You see Carson Richardson down there, he's a junior. So there's some inexperience out there right now. Trying to blend in. Joey Inman, same thing.
Well, that's just they're calming him down here, I think.
Yeah.
Just a little rattled. You got an unsportsmanlike. Your momentum has certainly slipped from your grasp here this second half.
Washington with a 26-6 lead. Tommy Irvin at Plant Stadium here in East Peoria.
Looks like the Panthers are coming out in their running formation here. Power eye for the Panthers here. Pitch left to Miniweather, following that power eye.
Staying in bounds.
You can tell he's a wrestler too, man. He had his hand on McKay's jersey the whole time and was just kind of moving him one way or the other wherever he wanted to go. Just so explosive in those tiny little movements.
So call it 2nd down and 7. Knocking it down to the 18-yard line. Last 40 or so seconds of this quarter. Go to the other side. And he's going to break some tackles and sees daylight ahead of him, and he punches it in, barring the 43rd yellow flag of the game. It's going to be a 32-6 game. Everybody looking, but no, it is a touchdown.
Randy's 4th touchdown of the night, and there was a little bit of daylight that showed up, and he burst right through that sliver. It wasn't very big, and Joey Inman was right there trying to fill that hole, and the blocker got just enough of him, and away they went.
Kick is up, and for the first time tonight.
First converted kick tonight.
With 21 seconds exactly left to go in the third quarter, Washington has extended their lead. They lead this 33-6. Busting out the baseball gloves, I see.
Hands are a little chilly.
Back in the days of Harry Carey, we'd have the windows open and expose the elements. Of course, he had things in front of him that helped him stay warm.
That stuff tends to keep you warm.
It's frowned upon on high school facilities.
That's why we need to go pro.
We should step up. I asked the Chiefs for promotion all year long. Go up AA, triple A is in like Palm Beach. No, even high A is down in Florida.
Not anymore. Now they're in Myrtle Beach.
Well, yeah.
Not awful either. So the Raiders are going to start best field position they've had all night, actually, about 38-39. Not by much best field position, but still not bad. And boy, Jake Lavelle also coming off limping. It's, man, dragging his shoulder there. It looks like he might have gotten that dislocated, maybe popped it back in. I'm not 100% sure there, but man, he is hurting, that's for sure. So hopefully the training staff can tend to Jake. Although
they might be thin tonight.
Training
staff a little bit everywhere tonight.
Yeah, I don't envy Sarah McDaniels right now.
So this will be the last play of the third quarter. Give right. That'll move the ball up the 44-yard line. Nice little 4 or 5 yard pickup on the play.
Nice job by Trey to get outside there and bounce it upfield.
And that signals the end of quarter number 3. Back with the fourth and final quarter. Washington, East Peoria. Back for more on Eastside Community Television.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
And welcome back. Fourth and final period from Platt Field. It's a beautiful evening, a little windy out there, but a nice night for football, and the seniors trying to sneak back into this one here. 33-6, the lead has extended for Washington. Here's the give on the delay. That's a nice little run. It's going to be mighty close to midfield, about a 4 yard pickup. And so it will be third and call it 2. So Allen brings it up to the 49.
Third and manageable right here. That's the first time we've had that in a while. That's the good news. Get upfield. Come on. That's going to be just short. He's going to get across the 50, but I think we needed the 49 to convert it. Yep, we're going to be fourth and 1 right here. And we're obviously going to go for it. Sitting down 27.
Once right at midfield, you're not in terrible position to try this at any point.
I mean, honestly, this is not any worse than Washington would have had all night.
Dissimilar to where they've started all night long.
So
we'll test the.
And there we go. We've got it. Nice job by Trey to just get right upfield. He didn't dance. He just hit it and went.
A lot of momentum as he came up to the line of scrimmage. He turns that corner and bunches it on the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he did a nice job of just right off the tackle. I mean, he didn't try to extend any further wide. He just saw the first chance he had to get upfield. He took it, and that was a nice job run by Trey. really proud of how he's run the ball this year. He's done a nice job of learning to take what defenses give him. I think last year he maybe looked a little too much to break the big one. Hand off to, I think that was Carson Allen. I couldn't quite see there, I think.
He's got a couple carries on this drive.
Boy, oh, now Derek Sparkman comes up limping pretty bad. He's going to take a breather in favor of Drew Clark, the big junior. So we'll hope Derek's not too badly hurt. But this is the downside of not having any depth. You know, you're out there so much that it's real easy to cramp or it just wears on you. You know, you get dinged up so much.
Perhaps down to the 43. About the original line of scrimmage here. It's going to be 3rd down and probably 8.
Trainer's down there talking to Derek. I don't know if he got a stinger or if he caught a helmet in the knee. He's up on it, but he's not bearing weight on it either. Kind of leaving it bent a little bit. Looks like maybe just a cramp. That'd be good news.
Here's a snap. Not much of a hole to hit. So the ball will be back at the line of scrimmage, basically 4th down and 10.
Caden DeVos with a nice effort there, kept the legs moving forward, so he didn't really lose ground. So we're going to punt this one away.
High snap. Kick is a good one. Angled towards the sideline and out of bounds.
Probably take over about the 27, yeah.
To one of the farther back starting positions for Washington tonight. So we're winding it up. 8:16 left to play. It's been a few minutes. Has Metamora scored anymore?
I have not seen. It's amazing. There is not another. There are virtually no big school score updates on Twitter right now. The only other thing is Notre Dame 42, Manual 6, which I don't think any of us on this side of the river really care about. Unless you count like the 8 Notre Dame kids that live on this side of the river and go to school there.
5-6 yard pickup on that.
Yeah,
Camper.
And you'll see Darrell go pretty conservative now. Here comes Menweather out in favor of number 36. I believe that's Wally Cook.
So we will see more of this traditional, for lack of a better, I formation type.
Actually, they're going wishbone again.
They are wishbone again this time.
Nice job. Nice job by Jacob Lovell there and Trey Brabson. Trey playing a heck of an all-around game tonight. He's been on the field virtually nonstop except for that. I don't know if that was an equipment malfunction back in the first quarter when he came off or what, but other than that, Trey has not missed a play pretty much the entire night.
Running some clock out of a shotgun here.
Really surprised Darrell went to the shotgun even with a 3rd and 7.
He's going to that keeper on some of those shotguns have turned into some solid little holes.
I don't know if that was intended to be a quarterback draw or if it just there was a bad snap, bad read on the blitz, whatnot. But nice job by the Raiders there to shoot that gap. We've done a nice job of bringing heat tonight. It's just hasn't paid off. Carson Allen back to receive this punt. We'll see.
Well, we get ball in good field position here about where we gave it up.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see Carson turn on the Jets here one time and break one. We're coming after it.
Kick is a fair catch, and
Carson calls for the fair catch about the 42, which, again, still pretty good field position.
So 6:13 left to play in the contest tonight.
6:13 to play from East Peoria. It is Washington 33, East Peoria 6. You're listening to 95.5 DLO
Got
right on Game of the Week.
One pesky mosquito still left in the press box. It looks like Derek Sparkman is shook off whatever was plaguing him there. I don't know if it was just a stinger, cramp, what it may have been. Although I don't think they let him go back out. No, they didn't. Oh, yeah, there he is. There he is, just moving a little slower. Carson Allen, a wing back there. See him maybe on the jet sweep. Instead, they give to Brabson. Trey's got a hole there.
Hole. It's going to be close to a first down, 9.5-yard gain. I think it's going to be second and very short. So we're coming up.
I think they're going to measure. Or they're going to give it to him. Nope, they're going to give it to him. First down.
So a 10-yard run, first down.
Boy, that is a large young man at nose tackle right now for Washington, number 99, Adam Robinson. 6'2", 225. Any relation?
No.
Same spelling, curiously enough.
My brother's good size. I am built like a hobbit, so. No one ever asked me, hey, did you play football? People say, hey, did you do miniature golf perhaps in high school?
Were you on the chess team?
Did you do speech team? Yes, I did.
Speaking of that, for those of you out there listening, my wife, Melissa Diggle, newly named co-coach of the speech team or assistant coach of the speech team, whatever it may be, they are looking for speechifiers.
What is a speechifier?
I think that's the correct term, isn't it? Speechifier, isn't that if you play speech, isn't it? I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe I just made a new word.
I think I like it.
I think it's more fun than orator.
Orator sounds
like you're going to a funeral.
Socrates or Plato-ish. I was a little bit of a TV geek, did the speech team, finally qualified for state and got sick as a dog. That was the luck of my life right there. HDA back in the day. 4:46 left to go on this one. It's great that that's coming back as a competitive outlet for kids at East Peoria.
Oof. Boy, Trey hit a wall right there. Jimmy McKay right in the backfield. No, I'm sorry, that was number 1. Mason Diedrich jumping in there. Second and 12. I'd really like to see the boys put one in here just for the seniors. Got a lot of them out there right now. Carson Allen and Trey Brabson in the backfield there. Get these boys in the end zone. Credit to Josh Spoke there. I mean, you're talking about a kid who goes all of about 6 foot 165, which, no offense to Josh, but that's probably closer to 145 this late in the season. Yeah. He's just not a big kid to begin with. And, boy, as soon as he pitched that ball, he wheeled around and was looking to put a hat on somebody. Joey Inman into the game now, 3rd and 11. Josh runs those plays, and every time, the Canton coach once, who was that? Steve, Chuck Wright once put a pedometer on one of his kids, and it was like 6 miles the kid ran running
those plays in and out.
It was unreal. Give to Joey Inman his first carry of the night. Nice job by Joey to hit the seam.
He's going to pick up 5 yards.
Yeah, good for 5 or 6 there. Nice job by Joey. That film study in U.S. history class must have paid off today.
Extra motivation. To be 4th and 6 here. Film on. Who's the film topic?
Oh, football. Yeah.
There you go.
We don't teach history on Fridays.
Why?
It's
a
Why
Friday.
It's a Friday. No, it was group project day. Group project day. That was one of my brother's favorite stories. My brother played at Metamora, and I'll not name the teacher out of respect for them, but would send out passes for the other kids, hand out a worksheet, and the defense would go to work studying film.
Oh, really?
Off the passes. Oh, turnover on downs there for the Raiders, so kind of the last gasp for the offense there. See what Washington comes out with here for this final 2:30.
They haven't quite taken the knee, but they've certainly been conservative here the last couple of drives.
Ever since that last touchdown early in the fourth, they've really substituted liberally and toned down the offense a little bit here. And now you know they're subbing liberally because all those jerseys are bright white.
Going forward, this is still going to be a state-ranked team as we hit playoff time for Washington. Although this has not been a dominant, I mean, the scoreboard's going to say 33-6, whatever the final score ends up being, but this has not been a dominating, typical, it's not last year's team. I don't know how else to bluntly saying that, but it'll be interesting to see what this team does as the season progresses, as the competition increases, as playoff time comes.
And you know, like I think we talked about this in the opening a little bit, I don't think this is going to be a typical Mid-Illini year. I don't think you can pencil any of our teams really into the, state semifinals or even a state final. As you see, number 17, Jared Urban, a junior there, get loose for a big run. I just think, maybe Metamora has it in them to make the run. I don't think Washington does. You've got Canton sitting in third place. They're going to be a team that gets into the playoffs and is happy, winning one, maybe two games. And that's a team that we were right there with,
Right.
Just a couple things here and there. Same thing with Dunlap. Dunlap has kind of come back to earth. I think that was more of a product of us being on the road for the first time after 3 weeks at home. So, we're going to look back at this season and kind of see what might have been or areas we could have maybe, stolen a couple different games here and there. Nice job by Caden DeVos. I think that's Derek Sparkman there too. Nice job to get in the backfield there.
Even the Pekin game, I mean, the final score of that was not, I mean, the momentum of that game shifted so quickly out of the box. A play here or there differently, and that I think that end game is a different result.
Absolutely. So, this is a learning experience for the juniors. Unfortunately, we're going to say goodbye to some absolutely wonderful seniors. It's been an absolute pleasure having guys like Derek Sparkman and Justin Doty and Trey Brabson and all those kids around. They've meant so much to this program, and of course we're part of that big squad 2 years ago where they were 7-2 and played Urbana incredibly tough down at Urbana in the playoffs. But this group leaves with a pretty good track record of success here. So kudos to them, and they're looking forward to spending the rest of their senior year at school and having them around.
Final snap of the football game. Sweep to the right. Down to the 38-yard line. Siren sounds. 33-6, your final score. We have had another marvelous crew bringing football to you this season. Out in the elements of wind and cold and even a little bit of everything early in the season. So an awesome job to our cast and crew bringing Raider football to you. Ben, it's been another pleasurable sporting experience. We'll be back for more fun and activity basketball season-ish.
Yeah.
And so until next time, senior night here for East Peoria. Panthers take it tonight. We'll catch you next time on Eastside Community Television.